Good evening everybody and welcome to the Racing League Hub Formula 2 Season 4. This is the Canadian Grand Prix, round number 11 of 12. We could see the championship decided here, so hopefully it will be an interesting Grand Prix. Unfortunately we seem to have a very small grid today. It looks like only 11 drivers are able to make it, but hopefully they'll put on a good show for us. Okay, so we're just waiting for everybody to get ready. They'll be going out on their one lap qualifying to determine the grid position for the feature race. So here we go. Let's get the menus up and running. Fitted. So at the moment we're gonna follow along with Bogorowski. So Bogorowski did very well in the last sprint race, actually finished in second place. Let's go to Wesley at the big front here, who's actually the title leader at the moment. Can sew it up completely here. Okay, so Boss Motts actually is missing today, who's Wesley's nearest rival in second place. So that really leaves only Brent with a chance of overtaking Wesley at all. There we are, riding on board with Prince, coming along the last straight there before the chicane, where the infamous Wall of Champions. Prince crosses the line. Okay, in second place. So at the moment we've got Wesley in pole position, 119.1. Prince Killer just behind with a 119.4, I believe it was. Okay, so yeah, we got Wesley on pole position for Campos, 119.1. Prince Killer in second for Univirtuoso with a 119.4. Then we have Brent in third for Prima. Bruma for Campos in fourth. Big Bear in fifth for MP Motorsport. We've got Fiscal in sixth for Univirtuosi. Seventh Multirab in the Dams. Eighth Bogorowski in the High Tech. Ninth is IFR Golden. 10th is Skipper. And coming up at the rear is Marius Danielle. So we're just counting down now, ready for the feature race. Okay, the feature race, as we know, well, it's going to be 20 laps. It's a one-stop mandatory, so it'll be a super soft onto the softs or softs onto the super softs, depending on whatever they've decided to qualify on. But while we're waiting for this to load up, what we'll do is we'll take a quick look at the championship standings at the moment. We have Wesley currently leading the way with 293 points. In second place, Boss Moss, who's missing today, on 229. Then we have Brent on 227. Prince Killer sitting in fourth place on 186 at the moment. Still has a good chance of getting up into the podium positions for the championship. We then got Fiscal 182, Jordan 171, and they've all got a chance of getting up into that top three depending on results ahead of them. Obviously Benny in seventh hasn't been racing for a while, but we'll wait and see how it goes. So here we go. We are out on the warm-up lap. So as I say, we've got 11 racers at the moment. So in pole position, Wesley, very good position to be in, especially leading the championship. So in second place we have Prince Killer. In third, Brent. Fourth we got Bruma. In fifth, Big Bear, who had a very impressive season last year in the Formula 1 C6, absolutely dominated, and rightly so, got a promotion up into C2. In sixth we've got Fiscal. Seventh is Multirab. Eighth, Bogorowski. Ninth is Golden. 10th we have Skipper. And in last place we've got Marius Danielle. Wesley seems to have a very big gap there. Doesn't look like the field's bunched up much. Hopefully they can close up a bit going down the back straight here. Otherwise you're going to have very cold tyres for the start. But Wesley's had a very impressive season. Very impressive. As I say, he's leading the championship at the moment. Has a real good chance of actually tying it up this over this race weekend. Currently with a 64-point lead. Doesn't need too many points to actually cement that title, but it would be his first title on open wheel. His two previous championship titles, both with in the GT series, so this would be his first open wheel championship. So we'll wish him well here. But here we are, we're lining up at the moment, just waiting for all the cars to come along at the back. So Marius Daniel will be the last one to get in his grid position. Okay, so here we go. Everyone's in their grid position. We're just waiting for the lights to come on. So this is 20 lap feature race. So 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. So that's a good start by Wesley there. Brent into second. Big Bear, a good start there into third. Looks like a very clean start. Oh, saying that, there's Skipper unfortunately put the power on a little bit too early. So let's get back to the front, see if there's any fighting going on. It's the leaderboards all over the place at the moment. So at the moment we've got Skipper leading, but obviously he's not. So Wesley pulled away from pole position, kept himself in first place. Brent just behind there. And we've got a yellow flag. We had happen. Looks like there's been an incident back at the chicane there with Prince and Skipper, I believe, or it may just be that they've both got wing damage. Right, let's get back to the front. Okay, so Wesley is stretching his legs a little bit. He's got a nice gap there, 3/4 of a second. He'll get himself out of DRS hopefully for the next lap. Just behind Brent. We then have Big Bear. Fiscal in 4th position. Missed an overtake there. Looks like Brumer's just gone up the inside of Bogorovsky. And going further back, we got Prince and Skipper both in the pits. Both front wings, so unfortunate damage on the first lap for them there. Okay. Not many people too close together at the moment, so I can't see anybody making a move in the immediate. So Wesley just doing everything he needs to. He's got the gap out to 1.3 now. So just stretching his legs nicely, just get that lead just above the 1 second mark. So the DRS is inoperable for Brent behind. Brent is within DRS range of Big Bear, but obviously you've got to get through these last few sections. So Wesley coming up to the Wall of Champions there, aptly named because so many Formula 1 champions have unfortunately crashed there over the years. To name a few, we've had Damon Hill, Schumacher, Michael Schumacher, Jacques Villeneuve, Jenson Button, Sebastian Vettel crashed there in a Friday practice as well. So it's well renowned for causing crashes for good drivers there. It's just you get on the curb a bit too early, lose the back end, and before you know it, you're in the wall. Okay. So just having a look, seems to be spreading out a little bit at the moment. There's nothing too close. Brumer's obviously the closest to Fiscal, just ahead in 4th and 5th. Marius is closing in on Daniel. Just finding a decent place to overtake here. Brumer is keeping Fiscal within a decent DRS range, so we'll see if he can make a move coming along the back straight. You're a bit loose there, Fiscal, coming out of that corner. Again, it's so easy to do, putting the power down a little bit early, and you can lose the back end. See a lot of cars off on the right hand side. Wesley's picked up a penalty there, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that's his lead eroded. Bruma's got a 3-second time penalty. It's very, very easy to cut that final chicane. Very, very easy. Okay, Wesley's disappearing now into the distance. 2.6 seconds clear. Obviously he's got a 3-second penalty, so needs to make up just over half a second just to nullify that penalty. So the battle seems to be going on between Big Bear, Fiscal and Bruma. They seem to have closed up a little bit on Big Bear, so they're separated there by about a second and a half. There seems to be the battle. A bit further down we've got Multi-Rab in 9th. He's only a second behind Marius Danielle in 8th. So we'll keep an eye on both of those. So here we are going towards the long back straight, the Casino Straight as it's unofficially known. Not a lot of the corners have names at Canada. Let's just follow with Bruma for a while, just behind Fiscal. So there's a closed up on Big Bear, but it's we've got half a second Fiscal to Big Bear, so 3rd to 4th half a second, and then a further just over half a second back to 5th. Marius Danielle not far behind IFR Golden in 8th position as well. So Multi-Rab's come into the pits. So let's get back to this battle for 3rd at the moment. So Wesley out front. 2.9, he's now over 3 seconds, so he's now nullified his penalty that he got. Although I say it was quite early on, so we're only a quarter of the way through. There's still plenty of time to pick up more penalties. So just following this, Marius very, very close now to the back of Golden. It's just again whether he can find an opportunity. There are a few opportunities for overtaking on this course, but you've really got to nail the exits, or it's a late braking up the inside, which both have their risks, but both have their merits as well. So they're well worth a go if you can do it safely without jeopardising the other driver. So Fiscal, I say staying behind, just sitting. Although he's got the DRS, doesn't seem to be helping too much at the moment. Bruma's now come into the pits, so it looks like he's going to pit onto the softs. So Fiscal just behind. We can actually have a quick look at the tyre strategy there. As you can see, it's a one stop, so it'll be super softs onto the softs, which is sort of round about lap 6, which is now a 6 to 8. The other option, which I'm not sure, I'll bring the tyres up in a minute if anybody did, was to go on the softs first, pitting about lap 12 to 14, and then onto the super softs. So here we go, Fiscal now. It's closed right in on Big Bear, he's looking for a gap. Very close, going now down towards the hairpin. We'll see if we can get a decent exit out of here, and with the use of DRS should be able to overtake just up before turns 12 and 13, which is the 13 is the Ball of Champions. So here we go, we will stick with Fiscal, see if he's going to make a move up the inside. He thought better of it. Big Bear's actually coming into the pits, so didn't need to go for the overtake after all. But Fiscal up in a second. He's actually in the lead now. So Brent and Wesley are both pitted. So Brent coming in now. Big Bear just into the pits. Okay, so far we've got Golden up into second place. Let's bring up the tyre details so I know exactly what everybody's on. Okay, so we've had a few in the pits already. Fiscal staying out on his softs, obviously started on the soft, so he'll be quick at the end on the super softs. Golden still on his 6-lap old softs, 14.5 seconds behind. Going to go back here because Broomer closing in on Big Bear again, both on fresh tyres now, so it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. Wesley currently sitting in third place, about 19 seconds behind the leader, but obviously he's made the pit stop, so puts him in prime position at the moment. Okay, so not too much battling going on at the moment. Broomer's the closest, as I say, just behind Big Bear here. We'll see if he can get a tuck in the slipstream going down the straight. Use of DRS. No, he just can't get close enough. It's never seems to be long enough, that straight. Okay, the telemetry up. Okay, so Broomer's still so close to Big Bear. It's just finding that opportunity or forcing a mistake. It's all that's needed, but a bit further up here, Wesley got good pace here. He's now got the gap down to 18 seconds, so he's closed about 1.5 seconds over the lap, last lap and a half. So he's really got very good pace here. Further 3.7 seconds behind is Brent. Obviously we've still got that penalty to come into play, so it's about 0.7, but very close. Skipper's picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Okay, let's follow Broomer again. Let's see if he can get a better drive out this time, use the DRS to actually get past. Oh, he's had a bit of a tank slapper on there, unfortunately. Yeah, it's so easy coming out of that corner to just put the power down too early, and there's no grip going through the back tyres. So yeah, it's got rid of the chance there. Broomer picking up a penalty there. And Broomer down the inside finally makes the move on Big Bear. Makes it stick. That's a good move. Now I'm going to jump to the front here because Wesley is closing up quite significantly on Golden in front. So obviously in third place at the moment, this should be a fairly easy overtake for second place. Depends where he's going to do it. Looks like he's going to come up the inside of turn 8 and 9. Absolute lovely clean move. Got so much more pace on the new tyres. Obviously 6-lap difference between the two. So Big Bear's not letting go of Broomer in 5th and 6th, so looks like he's going to keep him in tow. Obviously the DRS will help. But Golden now over a second behind Wesley over the space of what, 4 or 5 corners. So Fiscal still out in front. So on his softs that he's taken from the beginning, so 9 laps, he's on lap 10 now. We'll be looking at stopping, I would have thought, within the next 4 laps or so. So we'll see just how much Wesley can close up on him by then. Big Bear now got the gap down to down a half a second again. But I think it's going to be so hard to get past Broomer. Bogarowski in 7th, further 12, nearly 13 seconds behind. But with a 4-second gap on Prince, who hasn't actually pitted. He must have pitted early onto the soft, so he's done 8 laps. So if anyone can make the tyres go that amount of distance, Prince can. Okay, so Wesley carrying on, just over 15 seconds behind Fiscal. He's pulled out 2.2 second gap on Golden. who's currently in 3rd position. Let's have a look, see what the penalties, how many people have got. Oh, Brummer with 9 seconds already. Skipper down there with 8, Multi-Rab 5, and Wesley with the 3 that we saw earlier. Again, so easy to cut the corner here. But Fiskal's still out in lead. He's losing about 3/4 of a second a lap to Wesley at the moment. Obviously a difference in new to worn tyres. Fiskal will be quick towards the end, so will Golden when they put their super softs on. Okay, Brent now closing up on Golden. And not far behind his Brummer, who's got that gap down to just under 2 seconds now. Again, making the most of the new tyres, but... So, here we go, Brummer. Just in the background there, so we've got Golden and Brent. So Brent looks like he might go up for the inside. No, he's thought different of that. He's going to take a wide line, try and get on the gas early, see if he can use the DRS, put himself along, try and get past Golden at turn 12. Here we go, he's closing, pulls out. Doesn't look like Golden thought that too much. I think he knew. That's a good move. So Brent now up into 3rd place. Golden is suffering a little bit on 11 lap old softs, 6 lap older than the cars in front of him. Wesley then just pumped in the fastest lap, so he has a lot of pace on him in this race. 5.7 seconds ahead of provisional 2nd place. Wesley really theoretically 1st place. After the pit stop, Fiskal's going to drop down. Hard to gauge exactly, but I think he'll probably be down at about 6th place, 6th or 7th place. But we'll see. So here's Golden. So dropping behind Brummer now, but he's now got to worry about Big Bear, who's closing up behind him as well. And a bit further down, Prince Killer is closing up on Bogorowski. So again, 5 lap difference in tyres. Bogorowski's got newer tyres. But Prince Killer does have very, very good pace. When he gets himself in a rhythm, he's very difficult to stop. So Bogorowski moves over. I think Prince could go for a move down the inside here, and he does. And Bogorowski, ever the gentleman, gives him space there. But he's also now going to pop in the DRS. I think he might try and see if he can go for a pullback move for the for turn 12. Going to sit in behind, that's absolutely fine. So Bogorowski has changed his tyres, so 5 laps newer than Prince Killer, so may well have a chance towards the end to make that position back. So back at the front, Fiskal's gap now is down under 10 seconds. That was 19 seconds, I believe the gap was when Wesley came out of the pits, so that's 10 seconds. He's closed that down. That's a huge amount. Pulled the gap out on Brent in 3rd to 6.8 seconds. So again, with that 3-second penalty, he's still got a decent lead of 3 seconds. So we'll follow with Wesley for a while. So just looking for some gaps to open up, but here we go with the championship table at the moment. Just the top 3, obviously Wesley, 293. A win on this, I mean another fastest lap, 120.7. I believe a win here and fastest lap may give him the title. Just depends on where Brent finishes. He's the only one that can stop him now with Boss Mott's not taking part. Okay, so the gap now down to under 8 seconds. So Fiscal, I would assume, will be coming in to change his tyres either at the end of this lap or the next lap. Now 13 lap old, he must be struggling for grip on those, especially coming out of these corners onto the fast straights where traction is so important. But Wesley has pace to burn. He's 7 seconds ahead of Brent now, so he's pulled that out. Even with the penalties, now got a 4-second gap. Broomer currently down in 4th position, having a good race. Big Bear in 5th, further 2 seconds back. Then we have Golden in 6th, Prince Killer in 7th, Bogorovsky in 8th, which would be reverse grid pole at the moment. Marius Danielle in 9th, Multirab 10th, and Skipper, after unfortunately having an incident on the first lap, has dropped right to the back, obviously with wing damage and having to make a pit stop. So it's just keep going, you see what happens. So Fiscal's gap now 6.7 seconds. Yeah, so I think he'll be pitting very shortly, either this lap or the next lap for sure. I can't see him taking the softs too much further. But again, he will have very good pace on the super softs. But it's all quite gappy at the moment. So Wesley 6.3 now behind Fiscal, who's got a pit, so it looks like it's raining. Now that's interesting, I can see some spits of rain. This could throw a spanner in the works completely. Fiscal, depending on how heavy the rain comes down, Fiscal might have played a trump card here, because obviously if he's able to go in onto intermediates if it gets wet enough, he's only got to do the one stop, so he could be in a good position here. And so it just depends how much it rains and how quickly. But this is wasn't expecting a bit of rain today, I have to admit. So we'll see what happens here. You need to have eyes in the back of your head now with the rain, because people are going to start slipping, especially some of these that have got the older tyres on. They really are going to struggle for traction. Golden now's coming to the pits. Looks like Fiscal's continued for another lap. As well, so I wonder if he's just waiting to see if this rain gets any worse, as to whether it's worth taking a gamble onto inters, but certainly don't think it's raining hard enough at the moment. The gap to Wesley, 4.5 seconds now. So the fresher tyres will be helping Wesley no end in the damp conditions. Golden has actually gone onto wet tyres. I think that's a huge gamble. It'll be interesting. We'll keep an eye on him, see how he goes. But he's come out in 10th. I think he's struggling for traction there straight away. Multirab just behind him. So we'll keep an eye on that, because we'll see how Golden goes. I think that might give the people ahead a bit of a heads up as to whether they could come in and change, but he does look very slow and struggling for grip and pace. And there we go, Multirab up the inside on the soft, so I think that just proves it's nowhere ready for inters yet, or wets should I say. But Fiscal gap now down to 2.5 seconds, so you know, the gap's completely eroded. He's now going to completely lose it all when he goes into the pits. 11, 12, I can see him. He should still come out around about 5th place, I think. So Bogorovsky has got past Prince Killer, who's come into the pits. It's interesting to see what tyres Prince gone for. He's gone for a set of wets as well, so perhaps it is time to come onto the wets. Wesley seems quite comfortable at the moment. Fiscal in front, he's struggling hugely for traction. I wouldn't be surprised if Fiscal comes in at the end of this lap and gives it a gamble on wets. The rain does seem to be getting a bit heavier, so we could be in for a little bit of excitement in the last couple of laps. No, Fiscal's keeping going for another lap. That's a brave move. So he must be struggling for grip hugely on those 17 lap old softs at the moment. So Wesley just behind now, has got the gap under a second. It's all about being smooth on the accelerator in these conditions. If you're too hard on the accelerator or too hard on the brake, you're in the wall before you know it. But these are seasoned campaigners, so they know what they're doing. They know how to drive. I say Wesley's 2 World Championships already in a GT series. This would be his first open wheel, and he's been quite dominant this year in F2 from what I've seen. It's a shame that Benny was unfortunate to unable to compete this year in so many races, because he was looking very good at one point as well. Very consistent driver. So we are, Wesley now right on the back of Fiscal. And Fiscal goes wide, just doesn't have any grip at all on those softs now. So he's lost the lead. Wesley, no, Fiscal actually gets a better drive. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I thought that position was taken, to be honest. So fair play to Fiscal. Although he went wide, he got better drive going onto the straight and managed to put himself back past Wesley. So he's going to go for a further lap. He really is struggling in the corners now. And that's Wesley up into the lead. Let's see if he can hold it on this corner. So I think Fiscal is really struggling for grip now. Struggling to get the car slowed down. Still doing a really good job, considering the tyres are 18 laps old. He's doing very well, but I'm just keeping my eye on the wet runners down the bottom here. Prince is taking time out of Marius hand over fist at the moment. So it does look like wets might be the way to go. But I can't see Wesley taking a gamble at the front. Oh! There's Marius off. Marius into the wall there. And then Golden has got past. Looks like Multi-Rab's had a bit of a problem. So again, 13 lap old soft, so I expect he's really struggling for grip. And yeah, front right wing damage, so he's struggling to slow down. Fiscal spun. Oh, Fiscal, you're doing so well. It's just one lap too many on those tyres, I think. Just completely lost their grip now. You carrying on, Broomer? On his penultimate lap. So we'll keep an eye on him and follow him around for a bit. So the champion-elect. So if it finishes like this, I believe Wesley, I think he's got the fastest lap as well. So if that's the case, he'll move on to 343 points. Yeah, so I'm just trying to work it out in my head ever so slightly. I think he'll move on to 343. I think this will give him the title. I'll work it out after the race, just so he can be definite, but I honestly believe this will give Wesley the Formula 2 Season 4 Championship title. He's going onto the long straight for the last time now. Just keep it nice and clean. Just want to keep an eye down here on Prince, who's very close on Bogorovsky. Fiscal's recovered a bit behind him. Let's go and look at Wesley crossing the line. 5.8 second gap. I believe he's got a 3 second penalty, so should still keep the win. That's a very good drive by Wesley. Again, I'd say he's been very solid this year. Brent comes second, Broomer in third. Big Bear is going to come across the line in fourth. In fifth, Prince Killer did get past Bogorovsky, who's going to finish in sixth if he could just keep Fiscal behind him. I think Fiscal might go for the move. No, he's dropped back. So it does look like fifth is going to be Prince. And then in sixth place, this is going to be so close. Sixth place just for Bogorovsky. Seventh for Fiscal. So unfortunate for Fiscal, he was doing so well at the front there. Obviously had the spin, came in, put the wets on. Marius Danielle coming across the line there in 8th position. And the last car... Sorry, 9th place is Golden. 10th place Multi-Rab's already finished, unfortunately a lap down. And the last card across the line will be Skipper. So that was the feature race. It was certainly wasn't expecting any rain at the end there. That was a bit of a turn up for the books. Obviously livened it up a bit, but Wesley again was just absolutely solid. Completely deserved his win there. So Marius Danielle getting driver of the day. So I'm just, while the results are coming up, just going to have a quick look to see what the points difference would be. I think Wesley is the champion. I believe he now goes on to 343 points. 230. No, that can't be right. 293. Right, okay, so he'll go on to 320 points. I'll work that out in a minute, but we'll just run through the results again there. So we got Wesley with a fantastic win there. Brent the Blob in second, Broomer third, Big Bear fourth, Prince in fifth, Bogorovsky sixth, Fiscal in seventh, Marius Daniel in eighth, Golden in ninth, Multi-Rab 10th, unfortunately had some late drama. 11th was Skipper. So a lot of time penalties there. Skipper ending up with 14 seconds. So just a quick workout. I think Wesley is the Formula 2 World Champion for Season 4. I say with the feature race win and fastest lap as well. That's given him an unassailable lead, even if he didn't finish any of the other results. So congratulations, Wesley. Fantastic season. Well-earned championship win. And so you're first in open season, in open seaters. We'll see how he gets on in the second race. Obviously, he'll be starting down in 8th position with the reverse grid. So we're just waiting for everybody to sort their setup out. Okay, Wesley's joined. He must have... I wonder if Wesley got disconnected. Hopefully he makes it back into his car in time. Yeah, looks like he's back on the grid, so that's great. Okay, so pole position for the sprint race is Marius Danielle, obviously finishing in 8th position in the feature race, so reverse grid. In second place we've got Fiscal, puts him in a good position, so very unlucky in that first race, just tyre strategy went against him, and obviously with the rain coming down just lost so much grip. Third place Bogorovsky, fourth place Prince Killer, fifth will be Big Bear, sixth is Broomer, seventh is Brent, who's been disqualified from the warm-up lap, They must have had some contact with Skipper by the looks of it. So Wesley in 8th, Golden in 9th, Multirab 10th, and Skipper finishing off in 11th. Okay, let's get the telemetry up. There we go. Right, so we're all set up. All the cars just coming down the back straight on the formation lap, just to warm up the tyres as much as they can. And so there'll be no pit stops in the sprint race, and obviously unless there's wing damage, but there is no requirement for a mandatory pit stop, so I can see the softs going all the way through to lap 14. Okay, so here we are, forming up the grid for the sprint race of the penultimate round of the Formula 2 World Championship this year. And it's 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red light, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And away we go. There's the sprint race underway. Looks like Bogorovsky got a very good start there. Oh, someone's off straight away. Looks like Marius, unfortunately, didn't have a very good start. So whether that was contact, I wasn't 100% sure. Did look like he got some contact, which unfortunately spun him round into the barrier. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets any wing damage from there. But Bogorovsky up into second. We'll wait for the controller. Bogorovsky in fourth, sorry, not in second. Now third. So Fiscal out in front at the moment. Very good start from him. Prince Killer into second. We've then got Bogorovsky in third. Broomer just behind him. Big Bear in fifth. Sixth is Brent. Seventh, Golden. Eighth, Multirab. Ninth is the champion Wesley, who I think must have had a bit of a bad start there. Lost a couple of places, or lost one place anyway. Where the action is here. Multirab, everybody's early spread. Wesley here, got a very good run on multi. Not going to go for it though. Doesn't need to, not at this time of the race. Take a bit more time, pick your time. Brent, very close on the back of Big Bear now. Again, it's picking your moment, trying to find the right place to get a pass. You either need the car in front to make a mistake, or just get really good drive off of one of the corners. Again, you can send it into one of the late braking into one of the corners, but it's not a very gentlemanly thing to do unless you know you can do it without any contact. So Bogorovsky there in fourth place. With Broomer just under a second up the road there. We've got Big Bear following behind Bogorovsky, and Brent close behind as well. So it's we've got a nice little bunch going on here. Bogorovsky got a bad exit out of there. We see if that'll affect him, if Big Bear can actually get the run on him. Looks like he has. So Bogorovsky lets him go on that one. I think it was I think he thought about it around the outside, but it's just not worth it. But now he's got a lot of defending to do from Brent, who's very close. Brent goes up the inside there. Okay, so Bogorovsky unfortunately losing 2 places there. But 6th place, still a good bunch of points there for him, if he can keep going. Okay, at the front, Prince, just over half a second behind Fiscal, who's leading. Obviously led the majority or at least half of the feature race. Unfortunately, as I say, the rain came at the end, just at the wrong time for him. If it come a bit earlier, he'd have gone onto wet, he'd have been in a prime condition, but it seemed he lost a lot of grip on very old soft tyres. Okay, so Brent now closing up on Big Bear. Bogorowski just behind, who's also got Golden and Wesley on his case. Wesley, I missed him get past multi-rab there. Sorry, Wesley. So with Brent closing on the back of Big Bear. Again, it's not going to go for the move. So Wesley just behind Golden. Right, well, we've got all the cars close together, but there's nobody going for a move as of yet. So whether they're weighing it up, waiting, or whether it's just difficult to get past. So I'd have thought frustration would set in at some point. We'll see if anyone sends a late one into the hairpin or just before the 12-13 chicane. So Fiscal and Prince still at the front. Broomer not far behind now, only a second behind, or 1.5 seconds behind Prince in third. Wesley's closing up on the cars in front, so we've got a bit of a small train here. Wesley in the third place in that train. So we'll see if he can get a decent drive. I don't think he's going to get enough or go for it. Doesn't need to take risks. And just sit there and let them come to him. Golden in front, that's a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. I say so easy to corner cut that chicane there. But Golden on Bogorowski, looks like he was going to try and send it on the inside. It's put him wide. Not a lot of room given to Wesley there, but part of it's trying to control the car. Obviously we've got multi-rab now as joined the back. I was just about to say, commentator's curse there. Sorry, Multi, and Skipper just manages to miss him. So we go to Wesley. Getting very close to the back of Golden. I think if he can get past there, he'll be on the back of Bogorowski fairly quickly. So it's just finding the right place to pick a pass. So it's either here, getting good drive, is what you want to hope for. Is you can pull out of this corner, get decent drive, which will just slingshot you, into the DRS behind the car, and hopefully you can get a head up between before turn 12. Bogorowski defending from Golden there. I've said it before, Bogorowski's a very good defender. He's always clean, but just so hard to get past. So he'll never hinder you, but he'll never give you a position. So Marius Daniel there with a 3-second time penalty. I don't think it really affects him, as he's right at the back, 22 seconds behind 10th. So Wesley again closing up on Golden. We'll see if there's anywhere that he can take the move. Also keep an eye on the front, because we've got Fiscal, who's still leading Prince, but it's just under half a second now. So I do wonder if Prince will get the move done soon. But this is the closest battle we've got here, which is 6th Bogorowski, 7th Golden and 8th Wesley. There we go, Golden goes to the inside, takes the inside line. Will Bogorowski do the switchback, get better drive? He may well get the better drive. DRS could slingshot him past again going up to turn 12. But I also need to look at Prince, who's right on the back of Fiscal. Bogorowski on the back of Golden. Is he going to go? No, he's not going to make the move. looks to the inside of Golden, thinks better of it, but Wesley pulls to the inside. He's now passed, very close there with Golden. Bog would have, as always, given a bit of room there. So it's Wesley up into 7th place. I keep my eye on the front here, Prince, and so he's keeping that gap at around about the half-second mark. A very good driver, Prince, doing well in C1 this year. Obviously last year's C2 champion. So now, again, we'll keep an eye on Wesley, who's close behind Golden. Looks like, again, he's going to look to try and get the drive out of the hairpin there. See if he can get decent drive. Looks like he's got good drive. His DRS will be enough, hopefully, to pull him past. There we go, makes a move, nice and easy, nice and early. Pulls back in, cleanly round, and Wesley up into 6th place. So Wesley's moved his way, as I say, started 8th, he dropped down to 9th, moved his way up into 6th now. Can see him pull away a bit from Golden. We'll see if he can close down. He's got a 4.7 second gap on Big Bear, but he's also got penalties as well, so that's not going to help. But at the front, looks like Broomer is now closed up, and we've now got a 3-car train for the lead. Be interesting to see if it puts any pressure, whether people make some mistakes. So we'll have a quick look at penalties. And so everyone's on 3 at the moment, Multi on 5. So here we are, going down the straight again. Prince in front, or in second should I say. He's got a decent drive. Is he going to go for it? He does. Good move by Prince, taking the lead there. So Fiscal down into second. Looked like he had a bit of a wiggle on there as well, so that's going to give Broomer a chance to go for the move, which he does down the inside. Can he make the move stick? He does. Good move by Broomer. So it'll be interesting to see now if they can pull away, or whether they are all on about the same kind of pace. Okay, so Prince Killer now in 1st place. Broomer currently in 2nd. We've got Fiscal 3rd. Brent in 4th. Big Bear 5th. 6 is Wesley, as I say, recovering from a not a brilliant start by his standards, losing a place down to 9th. 7th is Golden. 8th we got Bogorovsky. 9th Skipper. 10th is Multi-Rab, and Marius Danielle did not finish. I didn't see whether that was a retirement or whether that was a retirement in the pits. But the front's so close. We've now got a 4-car battle, because Brent's closed up as well. So we don't have much of a gap at all. So we are 2 seconds covering the top 4 at the moment. Broomer now very close on the back of Prince. Fiscal's dropped a bit further back, so whether he's just giving himself some space, wait to see what develops in front, or whether Prince and Broomer's pace is just a little bit too hot for him on this occasion. We'll find out shortly, but Broomer keeping that to half a second. Let's say DRS on, so he'll close up, coming up to turns 8 and 9. Bit of a wiggle there again. Just is so easy to lose traction on this course. Going up to the turn 10 hairpin. Looks like Prince got a good run out of that corner actually, so I think he's going to have enough to hold him off. Certainly down this straight. So I don't think it's going to happen on this lap. Brent now right on the back of Fiscal. So I think Fiscal he's starting to struggle a bit with his tyres. So I think perhaps that early pace might have just taken a bit too much out of it. But still, if he can hold off third place podium, that's a fantastic result. So yeah, Brent just behind there. We've got Big Bear, I say, still in fifth. He's got a 3.5 second gap to the car behind him. Golden further 5 seconds back. Bogorovsky a further nearly 3 seconds back, and Skipper and Multi are further back. So I mean, the main battle's going on at the front here. As I say, top 4 cars separated by 3 seconds. They Prince a bit deep into that corner, but does seem to be making a bolt for it on Broomer. He's pulled himself out. No, he's got DRS. He must have just got into that DRS. So we'll see if he'll break it for the next lap. Brent still behind Fiscal. Going 12-13. So nice. We've seen no one in the Wall of Champions yet. So fingers crossed I won't curse anybody with that. So we seem to have a battle going for the first and second and third and fourth at the moment. So Prince keeping that round about a second in front. Just keeping Broomer at arm's length. So if he can manage to get into the DRS zone where Broomer doesn't have it, he can actually pull himself away ever so slightly. Just give himself a bit more of a comfort gap. But the gap's down to under 9 now, although we do have a penalty for Broomer, but one for Fiscal. So that will come into play at the end. Brent following behind Fiscal. Doesn't look like he's going to go for a move here. He goes in quite deep, but then that'll give him a decent run out. Let's see if that gives him the pace to pull up to... Oh! Broomer's out, or Broomer's spun. I just saw that in front. I think he got a bit of a tank slapper on there, and unfortunately, and because of that, we've missed Brent and Fiscal having a battle in 12 and 13. So Brent gets past. So yellow flags at the moment. Broomer's out. Oh, Broomer. He's doing so well. Looks like Bogorovsky's got damage. Yeah, no front wing. I think he must have had an incident perhaps with Broomer or trying to avoid him. Okay, so in all this, Wesley's moved up into 5th. So the gaps seem quite set out now. Prince has put the pedal to the metal. He's got a 4 second gap now on Brent. I think Brent was obviously held up ever so slightly with the overtake on Fiscal and also the incident with Broomer. So it's such a shame. I say Broomer was doing really, really well. He's on for a good result, you know, possible podium at decent pace. It's one loss of traction and you're in the wall. Race over. So Bogorovsky now has come out on the super softs. Obviously had to change his nose, so it'll be interesting to see how quick he is. Prince, I say, still running away with it. Now nearly 5 seconds clear of Brent. Fiscal in 3rd, a further 1.5 seconds back. But as I say, with that penalty, Big Bear in 4th, and Wesley, our newly crowned world champion, in 5th place. Okay, This driver Bogorovsky obviously closing up on Skipper now. You'll see the difference. Should see the difference in traction. A little love tap on the wall there. Hopefully he hasn't done any damage to his wing. But you should see the traction difference on the super softs and the softs, especially new ones. Brent now has a 3-second time penalty. Keep our eyes on this. I think Bog could go for a move down into the first corner here. Does round the outside. Got much better grip. Much better grip. Nice clean move by Bogorovsky round the outside there. Nothing Skipper could do about it. Wesley's closed up so much on Big Bear. Be interesting to see if he can do anything on this last lap. But anyway, the winner, sorry, Prince. Second, Brent. Fiscal, third. Fourth, Big Bear. Fifth, Wesley. Sixth, IFR Golden. Seventh will be Bogorovsky. They're so much quicker than Skipper. I mean, what's that? Half a lap, he's pulled out 2 seconds. So Skipper looks like he'll come home in 8th. Multi-Rab will be bringing up the rear in 9th place. So we'll follow Bogorovsky round. Here we go, coming down last time round turns 12 and 13. And takes a bit of wing off as well. 7th place. I don't think he's going to keep it though, because Skipper's got a penalty. So yeah, Bogorovsky down into 9th. So unfortunate there for Bogorovsky at the end. He tried on the super softs, just couldn't put out quite enough of a gap at the end. Driver of the day goes to Brent. So a very good race for him. And there's Prince having his nice little dance on the podium there. Does like his extravagant celebrations on there. But congratulations for him today. It was good drive, dominant win. Okay, so we'll wait and have a quick run through the results. So, first place, Prince Killer for Univirtuosi. Second, Brent for Prima. Third, Fiscal for Univirtuosi, so a 1-3 for them. In fourth place, Big Bear. Fifth was Wesley, our new world champion in the Campos team. Golden came home 6th in the ART Grand Prix. 7th is Skipper for BWT. 8th, Bogorovsky for High Tech. 9th, Multi-Rab for Dams. 10th, unfortunately didn't finish. Broomer was in such a good place for Campos, but you know, there's always next week. 11th, Marius Danielle for the Charoux racing team as well. So just like to say, a fantastic, you know, a good couple of races there, and a fantastic achievement for Wesley. Congratulations to him for winning the World Championship this year. Well deserved, being fairly dominant, and he's got a nice big gap at the top there. But well-deserved win for him. So, you know, many congratulations, Wesley. So that brings to the end the Formula 2 for tonight. As I say, this was round 11 of 12. We'll be back next Friday when the Formula 2 circus moves to Brazil. Always some good racing there, so we look forward to seeing you there. We also, on Sunday, have the GT Leagues. And then next Monday, we're actually at Canada again for the start of the Formula 1 week, which obviously Romania on Monday. Then we have C2 and C3 on Tuesday, C1 and C4 on Wednesday, and then C5 and C6 on Thursday. Obviously with our Formula 2 back again on Friday. So thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Keep yourself safe.